have Sanket over here, who's been a student for, I think, the past 4 months, I think so. And yeah, his journey has been amazing, I'll say. And he's done what I've seen is that like he's from a chemical engineering background, moreover. So I think a lot of you would be able to relate to him, as in the non-tech guys, the people who keep saying कि भैया I'm not from CSE or IT, job लगेगा कि नहीं. So he's a live example. Who's gotten a job as well. Like, he's gotten a very good job. Okay, that's the thing about him. So yeah, with hard work, everything is possible. तो यार बहुत लोगों की दुनिया बदलने वाली है. And कोडिंग जिनको लगता है कि लाइक कोडिंग इज अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट थिंग टू डू, उनके लिए संकेत would be there to guide you guys. So yeah, over to you, Sanket.
Yeah. So hi everyone. Yes, am I audible?
You're audible. Yeah.
So hi everyone. This is Sanket, as you all know, and I'm a chemical engineer. I am 2021 pass out, and I joined Sharpener in February and got a job in June. So it's about 3.5 to 4 months journey, and journey has been amazing and all. It's like we were discussing about the journey, and like I can see the participants list, and I know a lot of guys. There is Abhijit Dey, who was like with me in the course, and he was there to solve my doubts and all. So, and the mentors, Yash, Weber, and Kaustubh, they were with me along the course, and they were there to guide me. In the DSA, Weber was there. In the mock interviews, Yash and Kaustubh has helped me a lot and all. So yeah, so to the non-IT guys, I'm a chemical engineer, and I am a software developer now by profession, and by degree I'm a chemical engineer.
So if you could tell us, like, how did you start coding, right? So because you are from a non-technical background, right? So was coding something which you were always interested in, or how did you start it, right? So
yeah, so in engineering in first year coding, there is a one subject in which coding is mandatory, like you have to pass the subject. So I've studied in the first year. After it, I haven't done the coding at all. So I was interested in the core chemical engineering. That's why I decided I was in the I was like I have to get placement in chemical engineering domain only. But once I got there, things didn't turn out well, and so I decided to move to the coding. So yeah, little bit of coding in the first semester, and then after joining the course, I have started the coding. So like you can assume, I have never done coding before. So,
okay.
along with this, I learned everything. Yeah.
So like you are from a chemical background, right? So you did a job there, and so what actually made you feel that okay, this is not for you, and something you should move to a technical field moreover, right? And a coding field moreover.
Yeah.
So what made you realize that okay, chemical is not for you? And
so the first of all is the pay. Let me be honest. Software developers are being paid more than the ones who are doing job in core industries. Second is the lifestyle, and the work-life balance is more in software department as compared to the core industries. So like I will share my journey in the session, like how was my job and all. But the two major things like why I've shifted is like they were not paying me enough. What I thought that I'm capable of more than this, and as I have moved along, like I have spent 8 months in that industry. So what I found out is like it's difficult to switch the jobs there, difficult to get the increment, and there are not so much of opportunities. But on the other side, if you see like the software development and all, there are a lot of opportunities, lot of investment is there, startups and all. So why not make a career in the field where there are a lot of opportunities, where you will get a chance to grow. Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah, there's always a plan to switch and get a better job, right? That's why companies are scared to give you a better hike. Yeah, that's true. ठीक है. Sanket, so यहाँ पे like can you tell us about okay, like when you started off coding, okay, like I've seen a lot of non-tech guys, they start coding and then they are like कि coding तो बहुत difficult है, coding तो हो नहीं रहा है, कैसे like so did that mindset come to you ever, as in, and like how did you tackle it if it ever came?
No, like it didn't happen with me because I was following a proper like procedure to a question. Like there is a fixed procedure which you should like follow to solve a question. First you have to understand it, then you have to devise a logic on a pen and paper, and then moving ahead, then code. But what I've seen is lot of people, what they do is just they read the question and just move on to writing the code. That's not a right approach. So coding is not difficult. Yeah, maybe you may take some time in devising the logic. Yeah, it's okay. But coding, I would not say it is difficult. It's just about syntax. And if you know what to write, you can write. Most of the people, what they do is they don't know what to write and they say coding is difficult. So it's not a right thing to say. And the Vaibhav is there in the DSA part, like you can approach him if you are facing problems and all. I have also like solved problems within on the meet and all. We have discussed the questions or different approach to a question. So there is a path which you can ask to Vaibhav how to approach a question and all. And if you are not following a proper path, then obviously you will feel like coding is difficult. There is no way around it.
Makes
So
sense.
the initial 10 to 15 days is actually very scary, right? Like where
Yeah.
you don't know the syntax, you don't know, let's say when you're actually trying to understand each and every minute details of it, right? Let's say you don't know when to put a semicolon, what is bracketing, and so you always have this self-doubt, right? That whether you'll be able to do it also or not, right? So how did you overcome this particular aspect, right? Because once you are there, once you have understood the syntax part, once you have understood that, then obviously the logic and the other part comes into play. Right? But understanding the syntax part is actually where a lot of people fail. So what do you have? What suggestion do you have for them?
Yeah, the only key is the practice here. Just watching the videos and will not help you at all. So there are a lot of basic question, taking input to an array, outputting the values and all. If you like, you have to practice this type of question, basic question. It will make you familiar with the syntax and all. And obviously, if you like only watching videos, then it will not at all help you. You just have to code with the YouTuber, code with the tutor, what he's teaching along with him. So that will help you only. Practice is the key, I would say.
So you meant basically like whenever you're watching a video, right? Always don't watch it like at Netflix. Don't binge watch it. Always also Netflix. Don't binge watch it. Always also parallelly open an editor and practice
And code
what
along
he's
with
actually
the
telling you.
tutor. Yeah.
Yes, makes sense. Yes.
Sanjay,
Yeah,
you
So
mentioned about
mistakes
your
you will many a time for do a silly mistakes. You forget to put a semicolon. Yeah, it's all a part of a journey. Like no one is perfect from the beginning. Yeah.
Sanjay, you mentioned about your previous work, right? Uh,
Yeah.
so just wanting to understand, like, because a lot of people think कि इतना scary है, इतना time लगेगा. Is it worth it? Like apart from the salary also, you mentioned about work-life balance. How was work in the previous company, and how is work different in the future for you?
So mine was like first of all, hi Kaustubh. Like we haven't talked after I get placed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like mine was the worst. Like I used to wake up at 6:30 and yeah, so like I used to wake up at 6:30 and then I have to take the breakfast at 7:30 and I have to get on the bus and I reach at my location at 9. So I will start my work at 9 and it will finish at 6 o'clock in the evening. And then when I reach home, it's already 7 o'clock. So you can see 12 hours and 30 minutes I'm giving to my job. So it's not at all worth. Like I was spending 2 hours in traveling from one location to another. And there also, like, it was a chemical industry, so lots of hazards were there, so you have to follow a proper safety and all. So there were helmet you have to wear every time, a mask and a safety boots, and also it was kind of difficult to do a job in the summer. And
Mm-hmm.
that was a hectic. Pay was not good. They are taking my 13 hours of my day in a day, and there were also lot of opportunities. The people I met with there, I've seen like they have spent 4 years into the field, and they were also not paid enough there. Apart from it, work-life balance was not there. And I told to them like, why aren't you switching to a different company? They were like, there are not a lot of jobs, and company usually don't give you more than 20% hike. So there were a lot of like factors which I like considered before leaving the job. And on the other hand, like this software field, like in the last 1 year, I think there has been a lot of investment in this field. A lot of startups have been there, opportunities wise. This field is great, like work-life balance is there. So obviously, core, according to me, the environment in which I was, like core jobs is not suitable for someone who want work-life balance and want a good pay, growth and all. Yeah,
So I believe Sanket, you have already started working in this company, right?
yeah, in cloud cover.
Yeah. So how's the work culture there? Like how
Yeah,
was the
work
feel
culture
for
is
the
like
first?
I take afternoon nap. What can I say about it? Like there is no, its timing is flexible. Like as far as you deliver their task on time, there is no load on you. Like you can do a job at any time you want. There are some like meetings that you have to attend on time. Other than that, there is no fixed schedule is there. So I would say you can adjust on your own. Other than this, like people are supportive, uh, even though like they are assuming I have a 1 year of experience, but they are giving me time to understand the things and to learn and grow, like before giving me task and assigning projects. So they are giving me time. So culture wise, company is good, manager is good. So I would say it's a up and like very good change up if I compare with my previous employer and all.
Makes sense, makes sense. Yeah, like that's the best part about software, I think so. Like
Yeah,
there people give you work and you can do it at your own pace and at your own time. Okay, like up till
yeah,
the time the work is delivered, like everyone's happy,
मैं तो
right?
क्लास
That's
में
the
साइंस से ये बार 70 का पट्टी कर
I think, yeah.
Yes, yes, unmute yourself.
yes,
Yes,
you are on.
unmute yourself.
Shoot myself. Yeah. So yeah, basically that is the best part, and moreover, there are some background noises coming. I think so. Yes. Yeah. I think the next question, Kaustubh, you can take the next question, also.
Yeah, so I was just wondering one thing, like since Sanket was talking so much about uh, his life before coding and everything, there were a lot of misconceptions around coding, which you were saying, like it's not just about the package, but work culture, a difference between product-based company and service-based company. So just wanting to understand, like when you joined Sharpener, a lot of these doubts were unclear. So what was the initial days in Sharpener like, or other initial days of coding like for you in Sharpener?
Yeah, see, like um, I decided in February, like I have to switch. So that was the one thing in my mind, I have to switch. So first of all, so before taking any decision, you have to see what options are there, what paths are there. So, and I knew that there are lots of pay after placement programs and all. So I researched about all of them. So the key thing I was looking for is a program which can get me job in 3 months, which take less fee, and like the mentors are from good company and are supportive and all. So I researched about this. Like I've researched about 3 to 4 placement fee after placement programs. So Sharpener was like, which was taking a less fee, and they were guaranteeing a job within 4 months or 3 months. And the thing is, like, I have read the reviews also of the people, so they were kind of very positive reviews I have found, and not at all any negative reviews. So at first there was a doubt, like, how can a program be so much effective that there is no negative reviews and all. So, but after completing this program and seeing the mentors and all, how they are like, they are putting their efforts to get everyone pleased, and like sharpeners have sharpener program is 100% placement as far as I know. So even to a non-IT guy who has been passed 3 or 4 years ago or 5 years ago, they are like they're able to get him placed. So it's a, like I would say, it's a great program. And apart from this, like, before you take any decision, you have to talk to your parents and all. Like I remember before joining the sharpener, I have talked to Yash, and I briefed about myself to him, and I asked him if I I will be able to get a job. Like I faced a lot of rejection in my campus interview, so I was not at all confident at all. So Yash has like motivated me and told me like I will be helped in the course and all. So I decided to join. And apart from this, I have talked to my friends also who are in software domain, and I asked to them, are there a lot of opportunities, with and I told to them that I am leaving my job and I would be requiring their support and all. My parents were there. So it's an like very calculated decision which I took, and I would suggest everyone, you should do all the calculation, all the research before taking any decision. So that's a must. Apart from this, coding, yeah, coding is, I would not say difficult. For me it was easy because I was following a proper path and proper guidance I was taking of mentor. So like there is a lot of and one more thing like people do is they keep on watching videos how to be effective at coding, how to be a good coder and all. But what they lack is they lack the implementation part. They will see a lot of YouTubers and like do this question, do those questions, but it will not help you.
That's true. Yeah. That's definitely true. Yeah. Like I think, like I've told a lot of students this key, like, yeah, once you are good at coding, you can like go ahead and like companies would beg you to come.
Yeah,
Ki, please join us, please join us. Yeah. And yeah, and they'll not care about what degree you have, because like when we were actually interviewing for Sharpener, okay, like basically when we were basically hiring some developers and stuff for Sharpener as well. So like we've interviewed quite a lot of people. Okay, we've interviewed CSE grads, we've interviewed IT grads as well. Okay, and there are people. Okay, there are good people also, like who know stuff. Okay, and there are people like who've done CSE and they don't know for loop also. Okay, because it's more because of the market. Moreover, because machine learning and all, and like a lot of big data and all these things have been pushed so badly in the market that people know people know decision tree very well, but they don't know what a normal tree is, data structure is. Okay. So that's the biggest problem out there. And YouTube kind of like it just shows you the hot topics in such a fashion that people just clickbait on it, right? Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, that was one
So,
of
so
the like.
there are resources available on internet, which is like, I'm not saying they are bad, but then there are resources like learn or become a machine learner developer in ML developer in, let's say, 12 hours, right? But you have to understand there are prerequisites to everything, right? Obviously you will end up knowing whatever they have taught you, right? Because they are also teaching you from basics. But if you don't know what is actually happening behind the scenes, right? So you'll never be able to code something on your own, right? Because at the end, most of the companies, they are hiring you for stuff where they want you to build or create something from scratch, right? They don't want you to like basically implement a model which is already there, created by someone, and you're using the same thing. So that is also one more very important thing. So it's very important to know the fundamentals properly before starting and developing something new, right? Let's say I see a lot of problems like people are facing where they have written the code, but then they are not able to debug it, right? Even if they're missing a semicolon or something, because that will happen, right? Because when you're sitting in front of an interviewer, you are bound to make so many errors that you will make errors, right? But in order to find where the error is, that is very important. So yeah, all those things plays a very important role in getting you hired at the end.
Yeah. Also, yeah, one more thing which I keep getting from students is कि भैया time नहीं मिल रहा है भैया, like I'm not being able to get time for this, like I'm busy in the evening and this that. Okay, so Sanket, like you were doing office, okay, like I understand, and you just told me that your office was like I think 12 hours straight. So how did you manage time, and how did you still complete the course within like three months where you completed the course as what I remember, and then you started interviewing, and I think 15-20 days when you got placed. Yeah, Sanket, that was the rough numbers, right? So how did you go about like managing your day and like finishing off things so fast?
So like in the when I was in the DSA part, I was doing things with my job, and when I moved on to the web development, like I quit my job. So in the DSA part, how I was managing is like basically in DSA you have to solve every question, like you have to devise a logic. So what I used to do is I write down 3 to 4 questions, and I used on the paper, and I used to solve them in the office. So there for solving a question on a paper, you don't need a computer or editor and all. So I was developing a logic there, and maybe after coming from the office, I was coding them. So what I can suggest is you should like uh, write down the question on paper, and you should solve them in the office hours. Other than this, you can take out 1 or 2 hours in the morning. Like if you really want to if you really want to switch, I don't think 2 hours or 1 hour will be difficult to like manage. And yeah, this is what I was doing. I was even giving times, like I was sleeping 6 hours a day, and apart from that I was giving 2 to 3 hours to the course, and on weekend I was giving around 8 hours along with the like on Saturday Sunday. So like you can do these things if you really want to switch. And even if you don't like you will say like you sit in an environment where like people keep eye on you and you don't get time and all. So if you really want to do, like you can get time. This is what I will say. And the DSA question, like you don't need an editor to solve them. Just write question on the paper and solve them. I used to take A4 sheet from the office only, and I was solving them in front of them. So not at all difficult if you really want to do. Managing is what you have to do, I
So
would
your
say.
editor was your A4 sheet paper, and your compiler was your brain, right? That's how
Yeah.
you manage, right? Nice. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. So
So
yeah,
even if you are not getting time in the office hours, like in the weekdays, you can take a time in your weekends, like 8 to 10 hours. You should take out from your weekends if you really want to grow, like to move ahead in the course. And what lot of people do is like there is a timeline in the course, right? You have to complete this assignment in 7 days and all. So if people get run out of time, what they do is they just copy paste the code. I've seen people like doing this type of things. Like this type of things will not help you at all if you skip things and all. So I would say like be honest with you, uh, because after all the whatever points you are getting in Sharpener, that will not get you placed. Obviously, you have to give interviews for the other companies, and there you have, if you have been serious in the course, then you will do good in the interviews and all. Otherwise, you will face a rejections, and you will say like coding, I am not able to do coding. Coding is difficult and all. So being honest with yourself is what matters.
makes sense. Makes total sense. Yeah. Okay.
So you also told that you left your job after data success, right? So wasn't it difficult, like convincing your parents, and wasn't it scary that okay, first of all you were from a non-tech background, right?
Yeah.
And how did you trust? Okay, like everything will happen. did you talk to your like seniors over here, like who were getting placed? Did you see your seniors getting placed, or how was it? How did you
So
get that confidence?
initially, when I joined the course, I didn't know about didn't know much about the program. So when I spent like 1.5 months in the DSA, in the Discord group, I was seeing the stories of people who are getting placed. I was interacting with them, and apart from that, I was interacting with Yash and Vaibhav also. Like Kaustubh also taken my mock interview in the DSA section. So I talked to them and like I've seen you guys they are getting placed, like you are helping everyone getting placed. So I thought maybe I will also get placed. Like I know I'm a good student. I was taking things seriously, so definitely I will get placed also. So after DSA part, I didn't take any stress about the placements. I know you guys will help me out. So I focused on the course only and completed it as fast as much as I can and took out every concept from every task. So I focused on the course only. I didn't took any stress about the job because I have a belief on you. And apart from it, yeah, I've convinced my parents also. Like just give me 2 months of time, I will take any job. So yeah, it was a difficult, but yeah, I have a belief on you guys, and I have a belief on myself. Like I will do things if I take things honestly and seriously. Yeah.
That's true, right? That's true. So I think yeah, everyone is excited about to know about like what was your interview phase like? Okay, like once you were ready, okay, once you got ready, okay, like as in what was the interview phase like? How many interviews were you getting? And
So the interview phase, like it started the yeah, like Yash started referring me, and I started getting calls from the HR. I would not say it was a smooth, like some of the HRs will say you like we will not pay you what you are asking for. Some will agree and all. This type of situation will happen, but you have to negotiate and manage it all. And you won't believe like on Tuesday, I think, yeah, on Tuesday uh, of that month, I got 6 calls, like 6 calls from the HR. And so at one point of time, it was kind of difficult for me to manage the interviews and HR calls. So this much of calls I was getting. And apart from this, I also created my profile on Naukri. So from there, I was also getting calls. So initially, like if I talk about the interview, like I prepared well for the interview. Like there is a module interview questions, I've gone through all the questions there. I have prepared every questions like it is being asked to me in the interview. So that helped me a lot. And apart from that, I also watched Node.js interviews on YouTube, how someone approaches the question and what type of questions are there. So I prepared myself a lot for the interviews because after all, it's only a 30-minute game or 1 hour game. That amount of time only you get to present yourself in the interview. Because he will not see how much efforts you have put in the past 3 months and all. So it's only 30 minutes game. So I prepared myself for that from the interview questions, from mock interviews I've seen on YouTube, and I talked with Yash how to give my introduction as I am from chemical background. So it helped me in preparing an introduction and negotiation part and all. So yeah, I converted. I would not say I'm rejected in my first interview only. After that, I converted all my offers because like I was learning from the interviews also. You won't believe like in one interview, I was being asked 2 questions which I was not able to answer. And just after the interview, I searched about them and I learned those questions. And the interview which I gave in the afternoon, the same 2 questions were asked to me in that interview. So it's also important you learn from the interviews. So, and what are your mistakes and all. So giving an interview is not enough. I would say learning from them is also important. And if things are not going well, talk to your mentors. They will help you out and all. So after I got placed, like it's been around like today, yesterday was 1 month anniversary. So, so the thing is, after I got placed, see, I am getting at least one call from Naukri.com. So now I say to them like I was looking for the job, but currently I joined one organization and all, and they are even ready to give me around 15 LPA. You won't believe. Even though I have 1 year of experience and in a chemical industry, which I really don't have. So, so they are ready to give me a 15 LP offer. So I would say there are a lot of opportunities in the market, and you just make your CV right. Mentors will help you make your CV, and you should you should be prepared how to talk to an HR if they call you, and all what all things like you should be prepared with the question like why you left your previous job, how what is your expected CTC, and those all things you have to manage. So interview phase was like bit hectic in initial days, but it went smooth for me because I was converting offers. So it can go other way around also. See, if you don't take interview seriously, and if you are giving you are giving interview without any preparation, and once you face two three initial rejection, so that will drag your confidence down, and that will make you settle for a less salary. Like initially, let's say your target was 10 LPA, 12 LPA, but if you don't go well prepared and you face a 2 or 3 rejection, then you will kind of it will create a self doubt, and be you will be like, I will settle on 8 LPA, 7 LPA is enough for me, and this will create self doubt if you don't go well prepared. So this mistake I haven't done. I was well prepared in the interview also, and interview part is like one thing, and like in the course you will be facing multiple mock interviews also, so take those seriously also, because after all whatever feedback you get from the mentors, uh, that will boost your confidence, right? And they will know you personally if you give your mock interview well, so that will also help you in the course ahead. Yeah.
With Sanket, I remember, apart from mock interviews, like peer interviews and everything, I was hearing a lot about this guy Sanket, and that is why I decided, like, okay, let me take Sanket's interview. And every interviewer, they have a checklist. Like, apart from the technical knowledge, there are some expectations. Like, how does he present his answers? How does he talk?
Yeah.
Like, is he even something like, is he groomed properly? Is he sitting properly? Because some people are like, aram se aise baithenge, ekdam chill. So there
Yeah.
has to be some level of seriousness also. And I like that Sanket ticked at least all those basic boxes. And after that, I gave him some 2, 3 minor pointers. And later on, when I think Yash took or Revo took his next interview, I did ask that, did Sanket do this and everything, because I remembered this guy. And he did utilize these mock interviews, took the feedback properly, and applied all of them in the proper way. And at the end of it, I was feeling like 3 days, like you had virus. Like when he met Ranchod for the first time, and really impressed and everything. So that was my feeling, like, okay, I've found a good student really. So this is not just a proud moment for Sanket, this is a proud moment for the entire Sharpener team. Sanket, one thing I wanted to understand is like you can find mentors in a lot of places. Like you have your teachers in college, in school, you have other like training setups and everything. But the role of a mentor is very different rather than a teacher. And
Yeah.
at least in Sharpener, I can say like all the mentors are coders in the industry, not just trainers randomly. Like Yash has been in Athena Health and a lot of startups. Vaibhav is in D Shaw. I've been in Direct Eye. So just wanted to understand, how did the aspect of being trained by a mentor differ from being trained by any other trainer or teacher?
So like first of all, if you are trained by a teacher, then there is a lack of practical implementation there. Practical things don't come there. But if you learn by a coder or a mentor, what makes it different is uh, he knows, like he has done these things before. He has been through this journey before, so he will guide you properly, and he will tell you how to do things and all. Like in the DSA part, Weber was there and he was having a multiple approach to solve the question. So he makes sure that he is discussing all the approach there. So this is what like I enjoyed really solving doubt with Weber in the DSA part. In the web development part, Yash was there, like, and the things like in web development part you will get stuck with in a lot of places, and Yash was always there to help out. Have seen people in the web development group. Like every day there are 200 to 300 messages like I'm stuck here, I'm stuck here. And in every evening, Yash was there to solve all of them. So like being, and he also explains the thing properly, like what all things are important in the interview and all. In normal class also he focuses on the things like which are important for the interviews and all. So that kind of helps if you take things seriously. And apart from it, like if you like what teacher can't help you in things like you have to do in an interview. Like just I said, I have give my mock interview was taken by Kaustubh, so he gave me a proper feedback because he knows how to give coding interviews, he knows how to take interviews. So he kind of gave me proper feedback and all, so that helped me. If you, I have taken those feedback seriously also. And in the web development part, Yash took my interview and he praised me like I was able to give the answer, and in things where I was lacking, so he helped me. So the mentors play like develops you overall from learning, from interviewing, how to present yourself. So this what makes a mentor different from a teacher. Yeah.
Sanket, like everyone wants to know how many offers you got and how many offers you rejected. And yeah, that I think a lot of people are interested in, and a lot of people have asked that
And
also.
also, like while you're answering that, how do you evaluate these offers? Like is it job
Yeah.
description just paisa mangta hai, what is it?
See, the first offer I have converted was of 5.4 LPA, to be honest, and I straightforwardly rejected that offer because obviously no one wants to take this type of offer. So actually converting multiple offers is go hand in hand. So it's not like you will convert one offer and then you will be being referred to another company, you will convert second offer. It's not happen like that. You will be referred in multiple companies at the same time. You will be giving in multiple interviews for like 2 to 3 interviews daily. So it's kind of a game like which HR calls you first. So let's say companies AHR will call you first, so it will become your first offer, and then it will subsequent offers will become your second and third offer. So they will go hand in hand, and you will be cracking multiple offers in some like 2 or 3 days only. So after that, it's your how smart you play in negotiation part, and how well do you research about a company, that how much normally they pay to a software developer and how much they are offering you. So based on the other offers you have, you can negotiate years that normally like I want this much, I have other offers in hand and like that. So normally, and there is a lot of time company give in selecting a candidate. So once you are selected, even if you ask for a 2 LPA 3 LPA raise, they are willing to give you. So because it's difficult to find a good candidate, right? So if you are a good candidate, they won't hesitate to like raise your offer by 10% to 20%. And like the Sharpener's referral program is strong, so I would say like you will, everyone like here cracks multiple offers. So it's not about me only, everyone cracks multiple offers, and it's about the negotiation skills you have. You can learn from it, and how well you prepare yourself for the interview. Like apart from the technical part, there are also some other culture questions are also there, like how you deal with the situations and all. I also prepared for that also. So it's all about your preparation. And like Weber told a tool, like you have to, as a coder, you have to build things from the scratch, right, in a software company. So here in the Sharpener, you will be like creating 3 or 4 projects and by own yourself from the scratch. So that boosts your confidence in the interview, and that kind of help you being confident in the interview. And apart from this, like most of the 80% or 70% questions in the interview are like from the interview module only. So it's about how well you present them. See, So it's not about how much you know, it's about presenting in the interview and cracking multiple offers. Like it's not a big deal here when you get multiple opportunities. And even if you crack multiple offers, you are the one who are in the driving seat, and you will be talking to HRs like, no, I don't want this offer. I want this much of pay and all. So if you want to be like in the driving seat, you have to take interviews seriously. Yeah. So multiple
Right.
offers,
So
everyone, like I have seen, like 5 out of 4 people cracks multiple offers. So it's not a big deal here.
So almost
Okay.
all your peers also, I think so. Abhijit and all also, they got a 10 lakh rupees plus job,
Yeah.
right? So Abhijit is also here. Probably we'll also get him to
Pune also
talk
cracks
about how he
offers.
got it
Even Tanvi also
in the
cracks
next.
5 offers. Yeah. Everyone cracks multiple offers.
Yeah, I think peer learning really helped you guys as a as a group also. You guys grew very well.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's
At
really
So
one
good.
point of time, like students have to focus on learning. What I've seen people is like they keep on reading stories, they keep on want to interact with someone who have got the job. Like at one point of time, you have to understand like you have to stop all these things and you have to focus on course and be there. Like show your example. You like at one point of time you have to stop all these things, like what I want to say people, because what lot of people do is that they spend lot of time in the Discord and in the alumni section and all. Like yeah, it's good to a certain extent, but like you have to stop at some time and be serious about your course. Write your own story. That's what I have to say. Like